Start
And then
recording.
I watch your stream, right?
Yeah, my live stream, so we can be synced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna stream, but I'm gonna like local record with OBS.
Yeah. I'm local recording as well, so we'll have a double
Oh,
recording.
word.
Yeah.
Cool.
Usually I try to like local record, just like
Cool.
because it's just more convenient for everybody to be able to find their stuff that they had before.
For sure.
Okay. So usually the way I like to do these is like I like to watch kind of like the first game, just kind of straight through, just to see what what exactly you're looking at,
Uh-huh.
and you can also watch it. Then we'll back up to the beginning of that game, and we'll basically just compare notes. Like what went right, what went wrong, what could you do better, where
Okay.
did you do well, so on and so forth.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
How do you like timestamp your notes out of curiosity?
Usually I just do the VOD, and then uh, I guess like if you want to take down notes or whatever, then you can timestamp it yourself since we'll be synced, and I can like
I meant I
pause
meant
it or
like when
whatever.
you I meant like when you like type a note, you'll be like, at this point in the the
Yeah. I
okay,
usually
okay.
timestamp or I just like screenshot so that if it's like a relative position, then I'll be like,
Mhm.
oh, like in this when the two characters are at these spots, that usually like I'll screenshot. But if it's like a
Oh, that's
series
really
of
good. Yeah.
stuff happening, then usually I'll do a timestamp.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. So any thoughts on these games first?
I got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, SmashDaddy is pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't quite like I didn't know, sort of out of the loop still, especially when it comes to like the middle to far end of the top 100 pack, right? Like I don't know where everyone's at like relative, but he's actually getting kind of up there, huh? He did really well at the Gama Online. I don't know how well he's done like locally or not locally, but on LAN. It's weird how we we have to like specify on LAN now, but
Yeah. No, I definitely
yeah,
think he's
I
definitely
could
done
just
pretty good results before.
yeah, I could for sure feel the muscle,
Uh
yeah,
huh.
so to speak. It kind of felt like his openings were like way more lethal, and I don't know if I was just it was kind of like like when you lose your footing sort of, or like when you start to get wrecked, it's kind of like hard to like
Okay.
for me personally, it's hard for me to like reset and like kind of like stand my ground sort of, like kind of like make the train stop,
Okay.
especially when it's a spacey, it's like kind of easier to make a like a Marth or Peach or Sheik like kind of get off you because they don't have as much like overwhelming buttons.
Yeah.
But for in this case, it was just like Fox is on top of me pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually don't. I just remember getting wrecked. Maybe I do better than I think, but probably not.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
So do you remember like anything like really specific other than just like,
He
oh, I
hit.
got run over in general?
He was really good at getting me in the corner, and then he hit like every Armada shine pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't. I probably so I don't know. It's probably going to show up here, but I know more recently I was playing Crow,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I could feel him like figure me out
Yeah.
after a while. I noticed that I kept just like getting running shined. Like that was like the main neutral interaction. It was like we would either it would either be like the beginning of the game or like a respawn situation. I would get running shined in the corner, and then it's like boom, I'm like taking a bunch of percent because I'm in the corner, and Crow's really good at boxing me out when I'm in the corner.
Okay.
Um, but I felt like that was like after a while. I don't know if he was like going for other stuff just for the sake of going for other stuff in friendlies or whatever, but I definitely felt like he was like playing like super serious to win. Like he's gonna take like gimps and shit, as was I. You know,
Yeah.
like we were holding the ledge,
Yeah.
so to speak. you know,
Yeah. Sure.
so so that was just something I remembered specifically. I was getting cornered a lot. I felt like
Okay. So yeah, so you're saying that a lot of times you feel like you just have a lot of trouble like getting back to center.
yes.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's watch again and see what it's like.
He's like, whoa, 5 less frames of jump squat. Let's go. Nice. Mm-hmm. I did the bad boy nair.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Tough game. Okay, cool. So, what do you got?
I forgot I was gonna be typing notes.
Okay,
So,
that's fine.
but I was like, it felt like he was kind of figuring me out for the first stock. I kind of do a good job right here of like keeping him in the corner. Not really, but I don't know. He was like taking a lot more hits. It felt like, but I think he was just kind of feeling me out on the first stock.
Yeah, I feel like so on the first dock you opened up pretty strong. I really like this dash dance grab, but a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the stuff you do here is just kind of uh I think if you're talking about like him feeling you out, you kind of like expose like the lack of experience against this type of player that you were talking about, because you were just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of times you were just like a little bit slow on stuff. You were like kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like waiting and hoping that he was going to do something kind of dumb or just like flub his execution. So for example, you get this up smash, and instead of like just tech chasing off of it, you'd like dash back to cover a roll in. But if you could actually tech chase, right, then this probably wouldn't be
Right.
such a huge problem. Such a huge
Right. Right.
problem.
I've tech chased this before too. I don't know.
Yeah, so
That's
like, why are you scared to go for it now?
right.
I mean, that's like a real question though. It's like, why do you think you didn't go for it?
Did I mess up? I think I messed up a wave dash, but I can just run.
Yeah, you could have
No,
just
I just
dashed by
run.
it, right?
Right.
You could
Right.
confirm his DI.
Uh-huh.
So you wave dash a little slow, and then
Yeah.
you just happen to up smash him.
Right. That's probably why, because I like noticed that I fucked up, and then so I just like dash back, kind of like to cover the fuck up, because I figure he's gonna have frames now.
Yeah. And so
But yeah.
you kind of just like do this kind of thing a lot where you back up a lot just preemptively.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're not sure, you just kind of back up. So like right here you back up, then you get into this like little scuffle, and then right here you give
I
him like
back up.
all this stage, like you just kind of back up. So
Right.
he's probably just like, oh, okay, this guy just like tries to run away. Which is why
Right. And
you
then
run
he just runs
strategy.
in. Yeah. Yeah. Crow was doing the same exact kind of thing after a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like sometimes you have to just hit them, right?
Right. Stop being so passive.
Yeah. So yeah, this is another spot where it's just like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
little sloppy, right?
That was super dumb. I could
But
have just like grabbed the ledge,
yeah, you could have just grabbed the ledge here, right? And
for
then you
like a
could have
year.
shined him, or you could have like done back air. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It looked
Yeah.
like you were like really fixated on this drill.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just like definitely a brain fart moment.
Yeah. So this is a spot. Let's see. So you got a crouch cancel, then you missed the punish. So I want to look at this.
Okay.
So right here, you got crouch cancel, and then you miss the punish. So do you think you missing this punish was the result of like a tech skill error or like a decision error? That is to say, like,
Um.
so you crouch cancel his nair, and
Yeah.
then you jump like this, and you
I
just like
feel.
full hop.
I feel like that was a JC grab that I messed up.
Okay.
That's been happening way more than I, can almost tolerate.
Yeah. But
uh.
it,
But yeah. I think because
go ahead. Go ahead.
you could. I think you could look at the inputs maybe see if I hit Z even.
Let's see.
It's like in
Yeah,
in the
purple
top right corner.
thing. Okay, let's see.
If not, I'm full of shit.
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
it
press
got
C.
hit. I mean, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It
Well,
probably
you're
wouldn't
right. It
register.
wouldn't.
It's
Right.
like maybe
Exactly.
you thought, maybe you like meant to grab it, just didn't happen, right? That's also
Mm-hmm.
totally possible.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying, like, oh my god, oops. You were saying that you feel like, oh, this is happening an awful lot. And it's just like, well, I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is, I don't want to like harp on technical errors too much
Mm-hmm.
because usually when people make a technical mistake, it's pretty, I mean, they know. They're like, oh, I obviously know that I fucked this up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they also kind of make an excuse for it, right? They're like, oh, like, this is me executing kind of poorly, and this is not like representative of my gameplay or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I
But it
mean, to a
is.
certain degree, yeah, it is, right? It's literally
Right.
like what you're doing. And,
Right.
of course, it's
Like
natural. Sometimes you play a little better, sometimes you play a little worse. So you just have to
there
take that
are.
into account. If you notice when you watch your VOD, it's like, oh, I'm really fucking this up. Like when you get this crouch cancel, you should be getting a grab or a shine out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you notice that that isn't happening and it happens and you miss it a lot, then it's probably something that you actually need to work on.
For sure.
So like right there, probably wanted a shine. Honestly, shine's pretty good knockdown. And he hits you a lot because you start like whenever you get hit, you just try to do a lot of immediate options. So like right
Yeah.
there, you just immediately jump inside B. And you mentioned like him like kind of running you over, which like starts to happen like this, right? So you're
Yep.
just like a lot of times it feels like you're just like kind of mashing a little bit.
I have worked on Armada Shine since this happened.
Yeah, I mean it's important, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like this recovery also very obvious, right? You just like, oh, just like jump back immediately and then try to press something.
Right.
It's probably you just like pick one of the easiest things from the cover.
Yeah. That's something I think I need to work on too. It's like hard to notice because not a lot of people are even not a lot of spacey players even like take the time to like. It's not enough to just have the notches. Like you have to pick the right spot to like do the angle to
Yeah,
where it's like tricky, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
like hard to cover. Like I've only played like a few people that I notice when they up B off the stage or something like that. It's like oh, this is actually hard to cover because of how far away they are plus the angle they're choosing.
yeah,
And that's probably something I could stand to work on as well, definitely.
yeah. And it's honestly probably not something that you get edge guarded for like very often yourself, but
Right.
which makes it understandable. But that doesn't mean that you can't like even though that person isn't like edge guarding a shitty spot, that doesn't mean you can't try to do it from good spots instead.
Right.
Just because I mean it's just harder to make yourself do it because you don't have the other person to push you. But there is a certain point where it's like, oh, it's important for me to just try to push myself to do the good thing, right?
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, jab reset.
So let's see. Wish I had. This is why I don't like Twitch VODs. I like the Slippy replays or YouTube videos because
Oh. Oh
yeah,
yeah, I got
yeah, yeah.
now that I'm using the Slippy replay thing, I can do that next time.
Yeah, because it
I
lets
just
me like lets me like do frame by frame or whatever. Because I'm really
right.
curious about this specifically. Let me back this up to half speed. Because like you tried to sign out shield here, right?
I want to say yeah, but that is something I've been trying to like really do too because I don't do it enough or like I mess it up more than I should. I just need to like grind it out. Shield.
Because he did this near like super early. You saw how he did it like
Yeah.
rising. So you definitely should have been able to act out a shield. But it
Hmm.
seems that you were a little bit
I was
slow.
pressing A. I guess I tried to grab. Maybe.
There you go.
Yeah. Most power shields I hit are not on purpose.
Yeah. And it gives you like the extra pushback, so it's kind of weird.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, so this is a spot where like you were talking about getting running shine by Crow as well, where it's just like, you're kind of just like over here,
Yeah, I
and it's
jumped
like
back.
I don't know why you tried to laser, basically.
Yeah, true.
Do you know why you tried to laser? Like, so you trying to do this laser? Did you think this laser was like, uh, did you mean to do this laser? I guess is the question.
Um. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Probably. I probably wasn't like looking at how close he was. I probably wasn't looking at like the distance between us.
Yeah, so that's pretty important, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
do you think that usually I mean, do you think that usually, like in this spot, especially at the beginning of the game, you're looking at your character or the other person's character?
I mean, like I know I should be looking at the other person's character, and I try to actively do that.
Yeah,
But
but do you think that you were looking at the other person's character at this time?
yeah, most likely not. If I chose to laser when he's like full running at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that makes sense, right? I mean, everyone knows like you're supposed to look at the other
Yeah.
person's character, right? But like sometimes you just don't, It's like your characters get close or there's like a scuffle and then your characters are close together and suddenly you're looking at your character or you're trying to do like a movement sequence that you're not like 100% sure you can do unconsciously. So you look at your own character to make sure you're executing it right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is something also practice where it's like, oh, like, in these spots where I clearly wasn't looking at the screen, I should be trying to like remedy like, oh, I thought that I fixed this and I know to look at the other person's character, but based off of the decisions that I made, like clearly that wasn't happening.
Right. He
uh,
does it
a
anyway,
little
even though
unnecessary.
yeah. But hey, I like it.
So yeah, this is, let's see, this spot right here. I think something funny happened here. I feel like no.
That was a fucked up grab.
Yeah.
That fair, definitely.
So you're having a lot. I mean, he just edge guards you like pretty confidently here, right? I mean, you went
Covers the
what
side.
straight in.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be like that, right? I don't know. It's just like you kind of picked something that again was like really easy to cover. Like going straight in is just kind of like hoping it's like, oh man, I hope you don't notice I'm going straight at you.
Yeah. When I pick straight in, it's mostly like a there's no way they're gonna think I'm gonna go straight in, especially if it's not even with the ledge, right?
Yeah.
It's like the the shitty option that I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be like that. You're
Yeah.
right, because I had done that last game anyway.
Whereas, yeah, his defense is like much more crisp than yours. Like, look how
Yeah,
he gets his China shield.
yeah.
It's the same there, basically. By the way. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then again, you just instant option as soon as you get hit here.
So it just
Look,
puts the F tilt out. Yep.
yeah, you just double jump into it immediately.
Hmm.
That's also how you lost your first stock, by the way. You see the
Yep.
same forward tilt, and you'll
Yep.
notice that like, oh, like, but this time I tried to double jump sweet spot the ledge, whereas this other time I was like up being or whatever.
Hmm.
But he still covers it pretty much the same way because it has to do like more with the area that you're putting yourself in.
Right. Yeah, I should shine stall and then go for a sweet spot.
Yeah, if you're going to sweet
Or
spot,
like
you could
mix
like
it up.
actually go for the sweet spot, right? Just like instead of lazily
Right.
double jumping.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Also terrible at covering the bad side B.
Yeah, the one that just goes right at your face.
Yes. I mean, you see me try to F smash, but it was too
So did
slow.
you? So here's a question. You do this F smash. Were you reading the side B when you F smashed?
Um, uh, I don't think I was reading it. I think I was reacting, and that's like, but that F smash is the read option.
Yeah. So it's like if you're gonna react, then you should use something like up tilt, right?
Right.
So right here, because you like, well, this jump is probably a missed wave dash, right? After you
Yeah.
shined him. So look again. You shine him, and then you jump right here. You full hopped here. Was this full
Yeah.
hop on purpose or not?
I think it was.
Okay. So what were you trying to beat with the full hop?
I think I just wasn't like cognizant of the fact that my shine hit him, and I was trying to do like lazy pressure, like
Oh,
another full hop nair over on his shield.
okay, that makes sense. So this is a spot where you
Maybe
probably should have. I mean,
maybe
maybe it wasn't
maybe it was
right.
a read because it looks like I F smash before it starts or like as it's starting. I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh yeah, he wasn't even shielding. So yeah, I don't know why I full hop there.
I mean, he's already so
Oh
he
yeah,
started right here, right?
he's definitely already side being. Yeah, yeah. I'm
So
like
this is
trying to
just like
react.
you should be probably like up tilting, right?
Definitely.
Whereas like, well, you can forward smash, but if you're going to forward smash, then you can't full hop like that because
Right.
the full hop is what slowed you down. If you hadn't full hop, if you had just shined and just wave dash out of it, then you probably could have hit him with this forward smash.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So the reason why I asked about like, oh, why'd you do this forward smash is just like, it seems like maybe wires got crossed in your brain, and you were trying to beat side B with the forward smash instead of letting yourself react to it with up tilt,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe like you forward smash because you thought he was going to like do a shitty double jump to the ledge or something and get clipped by the forward smash. That's also a possibility. But in either case, like it kind of shows like, oh, it's like, are you looking at what he's doing right now or not?
Mm-hmm. You know, it does cover shorten, I think,
Yeah, it
right
does.
here though.
Yeah, it
So
should.
maybe that's what.
I mean, you tell me. Were you reading a shorten or not? Like, all I
I don't
have to
think he.
go
I
off
don't.
of is like
Right, right.
your
I
word,
don't think
right?
he. I right. I don't think he's side beat yet, and it was like definitely a reaction, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think it was trying to cover. I don't think I was trying to cover a shorten
Yeah,
because most people, like 99% of people, are trying to side B into the middle of the stage with this side B,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I think up tilt's like probably more like
yeah,
stable option covers or whatever. But like this is the
definitely.
kind of thing you have to be like kind of honest about, where it's just like, and
Mm-hmm.
all I have to go off is your word, right? It's like this forward
Yeah.
smash probably does beat shorten. You're totally right. But like just because like just because if he had shortened here and it hit him,
Right.
would you have been like, oh, like this was an accident, or you just be like, oh, like I'm amazing, I covered Jordan,
No,
right?
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. It's
Yeah,
not like it's not about that, right?
yeah. It should
It's
just
more
have a
it's like
specific
about yeah,
purpose.
yeah, yeah. Right, right. It's not about like what ifs or like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, you pick an option
like
to beat
yeah.
an option or a set of options that he will do, and if
Mhm.
you like pick an option that happens to be what he happened to do, but like you didn't like actually make this read or like awarely cover it, then it's kind of a wash, right? It just means you literally just got lucky.
Mhm. Yeah. I also this is like not specific to this
Mm-hmm.
match, but for some reason like I feel like I miss so many techs and I don't
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah, I noticed that right here. Well, that's a
I
tech
re-
in place, and then you up tilt your tech in place. But
right,
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I don't mean like particularly right here, but I do notice like it's always like it feels like it's always the first knockdown, but it's I don't know. I don't know if it's a like trigger thing or something like that, but I always feel like I miss text that I'm not trying to hit. And I know about like consciously trying to soft L cancel so that I don't get locked out of the tech window.
Yeah.
But
I
like I
mean,
don't know
I
I
don't
don't
do
know
it.
how you don't do that, okay. But I don't know like how to, I don't know how to tell if it's something that I'm doing or something else that's going on, because I still can't get Wii U mode to work
On your adapter.
right
It feels
without
better
without it
mixing
being
it or
input delay.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just go with I mean just go with whatever feels better to you, right?
Right.
That's my
I,
opinion.
but the thing about that is there's like the trigger thresholds and stuff, so I don't know like where it should be.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You know.
I have no idea, but
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. I
yeah.
I I have shitty defense and bad tech habits anyway, and
Yeah.
I'd be missing techs.
But it does seem like it does seem like I mean, if you're aware that you're missing a lot of text, then maybe I mean you might want to be aware, try to like figure out the spots where you miss a tech a lot. You know, like are you
Hmm.
getting tech trapped, or are you just like uh, or are you just like missing text? And if you're not getting tech trapped, you're just missing text, then it's a question is like, oh, did I realize that this move was going to knock me down or not?
Hmm.
Because if it's like a thing where it's like, oh, you watch if you like watch a VOD where you miss a lot of text and you're like, oh my god, I got punched so hard off of missed tech. Let me go back and watch my missed text. And you go and you watch your missed text and you see a lot of spots where it's like, oh, like I literally didn't know that this was going to make me have to tech here, so I missed the tech. Then that's
Right.
like a kind of knowledge thing that you have to figure out. But if it's other stuff where it's just like, oh, my execution is bad, then that's just something that you would have to try to practice in a high pressure situation, right?
Hmm. It's
So,
probably a mix,
yeah, so it really comes down to like, uh,
if I had to guess.
being able to like accurately describe what's happening so that you can
Right.
begin to fix those things.
And also like know like which things are and aren't tech traps.
Yeah,
Like I probably am not hip on like the trickier ones for sure. I mean like obviously there's like the ones that everybody knows like the jigs
yeah, the up air
or
stuff.
whatever, but like I'm sure there's ones that I'm not unaware of that are happening to me.
Now, what I will say is that Melee has like, I want to say like basically no true tech traps where it's like you where it's like an actual 50-50 where you get trapped. A lot of
Right.
times just because of the way the lockout window works, uh you can input the tech really early and then still be able to tech like the second move.
Hmm.
So yeah, like there's like including
Right.
the
And the
Jigglypuff up air thing. There's
yeah,
like a whole method for like you input the tech early and then you tap it a second time after the window ends and it gets you out of both.
I see. And the lockout window is 40 frames, right?
Yeah, but that's including the 20 frames of where it's active.
Ah,
So
okay.
like it's you press tech and then if you hit a surface in the next 20 frames, so frames 1 through 20 after you press a trigger,
Hmm.
then you'll tech. And then if you hit a surface in frames 21 through 40 after you press the trigger, then you miss the tech. But that's 40 frames. So it's after you press it, there's 20 frames where you do tech and 20 frames where you don't tech. And
Right.
all during all those 40 frames, you can't input another tech.
Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
What happened here? So you just like gets on your shield. A lot of times it feels like you're pretty lost after you get hit on shield.
Yeah, and I'm doing these bad boy nairs in the corner.
Okay, so let's
The
see what
shitty
happens.
nairs that don't overshoot.
Let's see what happens with this. He shines, jumps.
Terrible.
Okay, early nair.
Well,
Okay, what now? And what'd you do?
I full hop. No, I get hit by jab.
Okay, so were you trying to full hop?
Probably. I don't
It,
have it like drilled into my brain to. I mean, I do have it drilled into my brain when I'm focused on it to shine out of shield like a lot of the situations I should be.
mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's an execution thing, or it's just like not drilled into my muscle memory, like my timing. my muscle memory timing.
Yeah, it
I feel
seems
like I
like
should have punished his nair when he gets off the ledge right there too. I
yeah,
just am not positioned well enough.
and it seems like a lot of time you just like aren't necessarily like ready to like try to figure out when the gap's gonna be. Like
Yeah,
whenever he hits your shield like that, you can like read if he's gonna do an early or late aerial, right? And then he did an early aerial, so you could definitely escape out after that, or you could have definitely hit it with a shine out of shield.
hmm I think just a main idea of these matches with Smash Daddy is like I don't play nearly as meaningful, right? With like where I am and how I control my character as he does for sure, and it shows a lot,
Yeah,
you know.
right. And I'm not, I'm not like suggesting that you should be like constantly thinking while you're playing or something, but
Right.
every option you pick should be informed by like some sort of subconscious
Right.
idea that you're going to beat an option that you somehow suspect that he's going to pick.
And that's why I'm really like happy you gave me the drug fox stuff because like that's exactly what gives me confidence. Probably anyone like if you actually go and like study the numbers, it's not like you're thinking of the numbers in game, of course, right? But it's like when you study that kind of shit, it just reinforces like what is true and what is not true in the game, right? So it's just like up to you to just be confident with what you know works, right?
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
what you know to be true that you've studied like on a mathematical level, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
to speak.
You just like, that's right. You just like,
It gives me more confidence. It like makes you less lost. It like makes the whole game plan, that much more solid, right?
right, definitely the person playing you, like, I mean, Falco's Falco. If Mingo's playing Falco against you, it doesn't change like his frame data, right? It's just like
Exactly.
Falco can do what Falco can do. So
Right. You got to remove the player from the character. I miss. And then he has these. And you know what's crazy too about watching all this? It's like obviously he's outplaying me at almost every avenue throughout the game, but then like this is also watching this coming off of watching like like good players. Not he's a good player, right? But
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean like watching
There's definitely
like
levels.
right there's levels, and it's just like I can see where he's exposed in a lot of situations
Yeah,
too. I'm
and
just like not.
that's a really important thing to be able to see. It's like whenever you
hmm
watch, even whenever you watch like Mango play, you shouldn't necessarily only be watching and be like, oh, Mango's so good. You could definitely watch for spots where he's like missing something.
Right.
So right here, I feel like what do we think was going to happen here? So like you hit these up tilts. I like how you hit this up tilt and then this back air.
hmm
And then what? I feel like you missed. Like what's supposed to be after this back air? Probably another back air or like an up smash or an up tilt, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know why you did what you did.
I shined. It's
Well,
probably meant to be another back air, turnaround, back air, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have time to do that. So then I try and shine him, and then I'm reacting to he's not there anymore for me to shine spike him. He was never there. He was never close enough for me to hit that shine. And then I
yeah,
guess I'm reacting to him being above me with a back air right there.
yeah. So two things here, right? So the first thing is like after this back air, I guess you either lack the confidence or you messed up like this fall because this is a great back air, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you hit the L cancel and everything. So you probably just like back hair again him again here, or and then the second thing that's like one thing. Then the second thing is just kind of like you mentally playing catch up because it's something that it's just like, oh, the something that I thought was going to happen didn't happen, and now I'm playing a completely different scenario, but I'm still trying to play the scenario that I thought was happening.
Yeah.
So like this shine is like a step behind because so what does this shine beat? The shine beats basically if he drops like if he just like drops to here, then you can shine like this and it's going to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, by the time you're shining over here, he's already up here. So what does this mean? It means that you aren't playing like the right interaction. This interaction was already over. If you wanted to go for the shine, then you needed to not do like this awkward turnaround and jump. You needed to hit the back air and just run off and shine immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to be playing kind of like the next page, trying to beat, especially in this kind of scramble, you need to be trying to beat his next option, not the option
Right.
that he's picking right now.
Right. That makes total sense.
So he's like up here, where it's just like, I mean, can you? So imagine if you were doing this, and so you were playing this game, and you know for sure that he's going to jump right here. You know for sure he's double jumping.
Mm-hmm.
You probably just jump. You probably just read him, and you just double jump back here right here.
Right.
And then you kill him because you back air him. He's probably didn't have great DI, and he has no double jump.
Mm-hmm. And he's at like 90.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. So the back air is going to put him to like 95. He was probably holding straight in, which is like no DI on back air, and he has no double jump. Like he's probably just dead. This is like the kind of situation. That's the situation you should have been playing, where you're saying, I'm gonna back air him. And right after you back air him, you need to think about what's going to happen next. Are you going to true combo this, or are you going to, or is he going to get out, and you're going to cover his option he uses to get out?
Right. I probably definitely could have done another reverse bear into a combo or like any aerial.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking of doing just like short hop reverse bear here,
Yep.
and then like just like whatever, just double jump and do another back air or something to to read a jump or something. But definitely I wanted to combo here. But after you didn't combo, you could have still reacted and just like been prepared to cover which options he would choose to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of things where you really want to make sure that you're playing the right interaction at all times. Because whenever you're playing like the reaction, whenever you're playing the wrong interaction, you're playing an interaction behind. That's when it's easiest to get run over because, like you're trying to run away, but they're already on top of you. It's too late to run away.
Right.
You go straight an awful lot.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah, so like this edge guard could have been like a real edge guard, right?
Right. I do want to say I think I've gotten a little tighter since these matches, but this probably would have gone the exact same way now and then, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's
But
still useful to know that you've gotten better. But even though you've gotten better, it's still also helpful to be like, hey, like this is something I still haven't fixed, or this is something I have fixed.
Yeah, this situation right there, like I'm either gonna go for the Armada Shine or I've practiced like just one dash dance and like immediate wave dash back, the ramen noodles or whatever the fuck people call it. And then, edge guarding. Like my Fox v Fox edge guards and versus Falco, I guess, a little bit have gotten way better versus like the up B, like the rinse and repeat back airs.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right here.
Armada Shine is great. Yeah.
Or I do the other thing, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's also important to like look at these things and be like and notice things that you have fixed because it makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And no, like feeling good is like very important to improvement, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like really motivating whenever you feel good. Just like, yeah, I hit that thing I was working on. It feels great. All right, so I think this is another great example of you like playing an interaction behind. So right here, so it happens back to back here a little bit. So right here, and then you get the up air. Okay, great. And then you do like this dash dance first before going for something. But that is just like this dash dance wasted the time that you could have just gotten a true follow-up, and now he's double jumping. So if you're going to
Right.
dash dance like this and let him out, then you should be reading him either down here or down here, never right here.
Hmm.
Because by the time you're going to get over here, he will either be up here or he'll be over here.
Right. I guess I thought I had enough hit stun to get the grab right there, but I did not.
I mean, if you wanted to get the grab, then you didn't need to waste the time with the dash dance, right? Dash
That's
dance was
true.
just kind of wasting motion. So like right here, you think you're going to get the grab or
Yeah,
the up
there's
tilt,
no
why
way.
not just up tilt or grab right here?
Right.
That's when you need to be doing it. Or you could have nared.
Hmm.
This is another good example of a spot where he's just like faster than this than like he's just like right now the speed of his hands is faster than the speed of your thought. Where okay, look, he whiffs this up tilt, and then you're still standing still as you like try to jump in to whiff punish his up tilt. You see that? But he's already on top of you.
Hmm.
Like look at what his character is doing in this, and then look at what your character is doing.
Yeah.
So you get up, he he backs up, and then look, he up tilts immediately. And
Hmm.
what do? Immediately as the up tilt is ending, look what
And he's
he's
already
already
jumping.
jumping in, and look what your reaction is. You're wave dashing back, and like you're probably like going to try to jump or something into him
Right.
to whiff punish the up tilt, but you can't whiff punish this up tilt anymore. Not
Hmm.
at this range, at this timing. This is just like if you wanted to punish this up tilt, it needed to be a read. Like you need to be like, oh, this up tilt is safe, so I'm going to try to beat what comes next.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is something um, that I didn't realize I had a huge like lapse in. I mean, let's. I mean, if I'm being real, I have like so long to go in every single matchup,
Yeah,
but some of them are stronger than others. And I thought the Fox Ditto was one that I kind of had a grasp on, but lately, as I've like run into stronger foxes, I realize like the pocket or whatever, or like when you go from neutral to like you know when it's like RPS sort of, or
mm-hmm.
like that up tilt was trying to cover me dashing in off that ledge dash, and that's like the interactions that are happening like at the same time in real time, like those situations are something that I didn't realize I was like not nearly as good at in the Fox Ditto. Like I'm pretty my neutral's like pretty lacking, I think, or just like when knowing like when I can do stuff where. And
Yeah,
I don't know if that's like a tech skill thing, experience thing, like hands warming up thing, or all three. But you know, I already know that like the whole like idea of warming up is like a skill in itself, which is something I've been working on. Just like always trying to play technically sound, like fresh 8 a.m. If I'm ever awake at that time or whatever.
yeah.
Like I want to
Well,
be able to play.
I think it's kind of like an awareness thing where it's just like, I mean, after he does this up tilt, like, what are the most likely things he does, right? He'll
Right.
jump or he'll like up tilt again or he'll dash away, probably most likely options. And it's like kind of figuring out uh when you can react and when you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like I think recently um I've kind of like made a couple of improvements in the Marth matchup in that regard, just because I've been playing Ty,
Yeah.
but he's also pretty rusty too.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe I'm just fucking tripping, but uh, yeah, I feel like I can feel out the spots to do that in the Marth matchup a little better, and now I'm just like getting a little more lost in the Fox Ditto in those same like where those same spots would be, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Not that the options are the same that I'm picking, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Ooh, see,
That was
this is him playing the right. Even though it didn't work, this is him playing the right interaction. Look how he approaches this. So right here, sure, he reads it and he back airs. Then what happens what happens after he back airs you? Uh,
which one?
right here. So
After the up
you're
air, he
mistech,
covers second
then he
place or
back
mistech.
airs. Then
Yeah.
what happens What happens
He
after he does his back air?
he misses his shine that he goes for, but he covers the next most likely thing of me double jumping.
Exactly. So this is like if you double jumped earlier. So he was playing this interaction where you double jump into the shine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, where he's playing the right interaction instead of like trying to chase you like over here or something, which is where you were. He's trying to hit you where you're going to be, and that's
Yeah.
the same thing. Notice how early he goes out for this shine. Look how preemptive it is. I'm not saying that he like can't react or something, but a lot of times whenever you're playing like this close, he's covering these options where okay, my shine missed. Really, this is like a nice sequence for him because it really illustrates like what I mean by playing the next page, the right
Mm-hmm.
interaction. Oh,
Yeah.
this shine is meant to catch a double jump, and then I can build an additional coverage on that where they double jump a little bit late, and this back air will catch them double jumping. If you hadn't side beat here, this back air still hits you. Then
Mm-hmm.
he's ready for you to just up
Do
B
an
or side
immediate
B
thing.
immediately, right? And you just like already on the next page while you're still playing catch up. That's how you get run over. Because I mean, you obviously know this already, but it's just like not everything is like directly punishable, right? So you have
Right.
to figure out if something isn't directly punishable, then you need to punish the option after it. This is a
Mm-hmm.
Drug Fox quote that I steal all the time, and basically he said melee is about two things. Uh, either you read something or you know something is going to happen somehow, so you based off of that, you can react to that thing happening, and then you can punish them for doing it. So,
Mm-hmm.
for easy example, you know that this Marth player is going to S smash, so you wait for him to S smash, and you run in and you grab him for it.
Right.
Alternatively, if you failing that, then you can react to an option, see it's going to happen, and then try to figure out what's going to happen after that. So, for example, if a Marth player does like a retreating fair, that's very difficult to whiff punish. But you
Mm-hmm.
can get on top of him if you think he's going to shield afterwards, or he's going to dash away, and you can like do a shine, or you can do an overshoot down tilt, try to beat his option after the fair, because you aren't going to beat the fair.
Right. This is something that I have recently like acknowledged like out loud. Um, and it's I think it's a big reason why I struggle in a lot of matchups, but uh, Sheik in particular and Marth, if Marth is playing the dashback, like the dashback way, or like
Yeah,
how you're
yeah, yeah,
describing,
yeah.
like being hard to whiff punish and then playing that second option. Like I'm pretty bad about going for that second option. Like I'm still covering or I'm still trying to respond to option one when I
Mm-hmm.
should be overshooting for option two or undershooting because as I vocally described this or acknowledged this, Ty started. I don't know if he consciously did it, but like he started dashing in, and then my overshoots became really bad
Right,
because
they
now I'm
go over him, then he just like
right.
turns around and gets you. Yeah,
But that was just like an example in real time, of it happening.
yeah,
And
definitely.
then the mix up following right after to further illustrate that a bunch of things in melee aren't absolutes, but it's about finding out what is right and what isn't,
Yeah, yeah,
or like
that's right.
playing around like the next page as you keep saying.
Yeah, it's fighting game stuff.
Right. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, just like, and this usually happens like whenever you're shield too. It's just like it feels like you're very unwilling to make a read in a spot where you just have to make a read or you have to roll or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh, like this back air right here is in response to something that happened in the previous interaction, like right here, and then you back air, but he's like already jumping,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's on top of you. That was nice. That one worked because it was preemptive.
The M2K bear,
Yeah, the classic,
the fucking
and it's
classic.
like terrible, but it's also really good. But the point is
I
just like it hits him because, if he had been right here already whenever you ran off, then he would just
he
shine
would
spike you.
yeah.
He would just kill you. But because he was over here and he was going to be over here, this back air works.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
I
on.
was I was probably I'm glad we're not watching with audio because I'm probably like "Bleh."
Yeah, it's
I think my mental game is also something that needs a bit of work. And I've noticed that like when I there are days where I can like out muscle my mind, or not out muscle my mind, but like some days I'm just like in a mentally better place.
mm-hmm.
And it translates through melee because there will be people I run into online that are like solid or semi-solid. And this is something that's also been like fucking with me too. It's because like all you guys are so good at 99% of people online, and then at first it was a hardware thing, but I still run into people that feel gimmicky, and then it's like I can't like beat it, but I know how type
Yeah.
type of thing. And like it gets in my own head. But there are days, like I'm trying to say, where it's like I can kind of like just reset and then good player them, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have like a lot of experience. I just need to like clean some shit up
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like actually like you know
And I do think
be honest with myself.
yeah. And I do think
And
the players on Netplay are like getting better. I guess either the bad players are getting worse or they just like gave up. But there are like more frequently there are like some like a lot more closer matches now.
yeah, yeah, I think I've noticed that too. There's not nearly as many shitters, but I don't know. Sometimes there are. I played some like really good Panama player, but that was so bad. Had to like 3 frame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he was like, "You should play versus J Cam, who's like number 1. He's some dude that's always in Zane's chat.
Huh,
Actually,
okay.
the Panamanians, they're getting better. They're getting good, man.
Yeah, just like people coming up from
They're like they're they're like
bumfuck
infiltrating the
nowhere.
Twitch chats. They're
Yeah.
like, yo. They're like, yo, games, but also can you change your buffer?
Yeah.
Also, can you raise your buffer?
It's like I mean
But
I guess.
yeah, I
Okay.
did.
So what we can do here is so
I think
probably do
we've
another like
garnered
yeah. We can keep
enough
watching
SmashDaddy.
the Fox, or we can swap to Marth for like half an hour.
We can
Whichever
we
is
can
up to you.
let's swap to the Marth. Or
Okay.
you want to do one more Fox game? Let's just do one more Fox game. Let's see how the next game goes. This one
Yeah,
went
sure.
okay. Only a 2 stock
Yeah,
smash.
I thought you played some interactions pretty well, and you just had like some critical slips, right?
Yeah. Also, something I was gonna say. This is like not really pertinent to Smash stuff. Well, it is, but I was watching my VOD in like 1.25 just to try and find
Yeah,
some clippables.
yeah,
But I realized that, and this is probably because I'm bad, and or like medium, but when you watch it fast like that, and you're chunking, like you're not like focused on every single like interaction, but rather like you're chunking like all the interactions of the stock together at the
yeah,
same time. You kind of notice like I noticed like bad habits almost immediately. I was like, oh shit, I literally did the same thing 3 times, and that could be a mixture of autopiloting versus people on Netplay, but also like real like bad habits that I had. So I
yeah.
just thought that was something kind of interesting. I don't know if you've ever tried that yourself, but
Yeah, I think that's really good, and that's like why, for example, I wanted to watch the first game straight through without pausing before returning to the beginning of it, because
right,
you really don't want to be get caught up into like people have this idea that it's like, oh, like I'm going to like notate down every like every last interaction to like the tiniest drop and just like really dissect it, and then they'll spend like like 2 hours or an hour and a half looking at 3 minutes of gameplay, and
right,
obviously at some level that's good, but also it's just like at some level you're like also just not noticing like the simple things that won't take as long to notice that would take you really far. So I like to watch the
yeah.
whole thing through to try to figure at
I feel
first
like
to try
that's
to figure out what's going on.
I feel like that's also like kind of like a coaching tactic that people do on purpose. Um, kind of, I don't want to say just to like fill up time,
No, I
but
agree. I agree.
like,
Because
yeah,
as a
some people are
coach, you
famous.
want to feel like you want them to feel like it's like, oh, I like learned
Oh, I
so
made a mistake
much.
in the first 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, like it's so cool. Like, in 15, this person spent half an hour analyzing 15 seconds. Like, what a great coach. What a detail oriented person. And to
Right.
some degree, I think it's true, but
Yeah.
I do think it is like a lot of times
There's
just like, oh, I have to feel like I'm being productive as a coach and show you there's something to learn in every little thing.
Yeah, there's a bigger picture there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just funny when like I don't know, Mewtwo King does it, and I think Drug Fox kind of did it, and I know they're not they're redacted, but when I watched Sleepy coach people, it would be like they would play for like 5 seconds and then boom, pause, and then be like, why do you think that happened? Or like Tapo has done that too,
Yeah.
where they'll just play literally. They're like, all right, let's play, and they'll play for 5 seconds, and then they'll just pause, and they'll be like, okay, and then they talk for like 30 minutes.
Well, a lot of that I think is just like has to do with like the context of them playing a lot. So I think for like Drug
Yeah, that's
Fox,
true.
I noticed for his first lessons, he does. I stole like the watch the first game through thing from him because I thought
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. But like where if I work for you, twice a week for 2 years, then I'm gonna be like pretty familiar, or I talk about the game with you a lot, then I'm going to be like pretty familiar with the stuff. And that makes it more reasonable to pause, after 5 seconds of gameplay
You're
and
right.
just be like, oh, look at this.
I guess I wasn't thinking about it like that.
So yeah, there is a lot of context surrounding it. He tech and place a lot, so he up airs you. He does this up air again, by the way.
I think I heard the thing you say that Magi said about tech rolling a lot after this. So I think I've started like tech rolling mostly, and
Yeah.
then trying to use my tech in place as
Surprise.
my
Gotcha
tricky
option.
my tricky my trick. Did you
Gotcha.
watch None stream yesterday?
I did not.
Oh man, you should go check the VOD. It's pretty funny.
All right.
He
Yeah,
tricked
I'll
me.
watch it.
His
Oh,
whole
nice.
yeah. Sorry, I'll tell you after.
Nice. You like see? Look at this. You did a real tech chase. Look at this. Not there, but then there. You did a real tech chase. See, so
Wait,
you
where?
you like you totally can do it. You just like don't do it sometimes.
Wait, where? I missed it.
Right here. After you whiff your forward smash, right? Look, so you're gonna whiff a forward smash. You're gonna accidentally forward smash to the left, but then you actually tech chase him. Like I
Oh
saw
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah. With
little
the
pause there that told me, oh, I reacted and punish his get up roll.
right. I have really been trying to clean that up, but it is pretty hard.
So like right here, another awkward spot where you have this like random full hop. I don't know if this is on purpose, but like right here, like he dash attacks all the way over here, and then you just like full hop in place. But yeah, there's another spot where it's just like, oh, you just like kind of dash back because it seems like you're scared. So look, right here, he's in the corner, and you're just like kind of trying to. You're always trying to play the reaction side.
Right. Yeah, I guess just because like I was saying earlier, I'm just not as comfortable with like my. I guess one way to put it is like my striking zones versus like where he is. In like a lot of situations, I've realized, or like where the RPS situations are, where I just need to like go for something.
Yeah.
To to get some shit started.
Yeah.
Instead of just backing off. It's like worse to back off than to go for something and maybe like take a hit, but maybe we're both at low percent, so like it was just a glancing hit, right? And I went for something and it didn't work, but there's a world where it did work and I get a lot off of it, right?
And if you're really good at reacting, then you can play like more reactively. But a lot of times when you're trying to react, I feel like he has a good gauge on how fast your reactions are. So he just gets closer to the spot where it's not reactable for you. And then he does something from there. And then if you're still trying to react from a distance where you can't react, then you just get hit. That's what happens.
Right.
So it's just like you're unwilling to make a guess sometimes whenever you need to.
Hmm. And
And
then
like guessing also feels like, I understand also that like it can feel pretty
that's
like
pretty dumb.
scrubby because you're just like, oh, like I'm just guessing, but it's like you have to also have to consider that like the entirety of Melee is like, especially for like Fox, is just like Fox is just like, oh, like the Fox players are getting close to each other and they're guessing at each other really fast. They're making good guesses, but like there's no way you're reacting to this dude's back air coming out, right? When he's right next
Right.
to you.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So sometimes you just have to be willing to guess, and sometimes you have to know when to react and when you can't react. But it's
Hmm.
your job to figure out which are the spots where you can react and which are the spots where you have to guess.
Right. All right. So now this is yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if there's anything that like let's see if there's any improvements that translated, even though it's a different matchup, right? Or let's see how much shit I am full of.
Yeah. No.
And also, and also, there was an entire like he played Fox for like the first 15 minutes right here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like, I'm definitely warmed up, I think, enough. So it's like there's no Johns.
Yeah.
No Johns. This is raw. Raw top 100, average over 2 years, 69th
Yes.
versus your boy. But also take into consideration the dumb shit that will be that we're both going for because we're on Yoshi's.
Right. It happens.
Because he's made me, you know.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Also, something I think, sorry, we can watch. Let's just keep watching in silence.
You can talk if you want. I just like,
Well, I don't want to distract you.
no, you're fine. So like,
Oh,
what
okay, cool.
was it?
I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm like trying to figure out like when it is good to full hop at Marth and when it's not, and then, but then I feel like every time I try and do that, I'm like, why am I above Marth
Uh-huh.
as Fox? Like, I'm always like questioning why I ever go above Marth, and maybe you'll have like
Uh,
more insight
yeah. So full
about
hopping
that.
against Marth, I think full hopping against Marth is really good when you read like a grounded option, right? So it's like if you read he's going to down tilt, then I think like full hopping and trying to aim like behind him with back air drill is pretty good. Or if you read that he's gonna like just like stay in block, then full hopping and hitting the back of the shield is really strong.
Hitting
Uh,
what?
Hitting the back
Oh,
of the
back
shield,
of a shield.
yeah, I
Right.
think that's really strong off of a full hop. Or even if you take a more egregious example, where like if he forward smashes, a lot of times when you short hop, then forward smash just hits you, but full hop can go over it. Alternatively, if you read like some types of short hop aerials, and you like full hop early instead of like late, then you can just like kind of beat him to the punch, and then kind of like be Marth's sword is like an arc, right? He's about to do a fair. Ty's about to do a fair or something. He'll do a fair. Come on, Ty. I
Yeah,
keep
I
forgetting the
gotta
good
say he
players.
plays fucking weird, dude. He plays so weird.
Yeah, he likes this platform mix up a lot. But oh, okay, we just saw some fairs.
Yeah, he did one when you were looking.
Yeah, right when I wasn't looking for it. Classic top players,
Yep.
unpredictable even in mod. Okay, great. This is a great spot. So like, if you had been like over here, and then, or if you had been right here, then and you had full hopped early, there's probably a reality where it's like you get to land here with the full hop when his sword is down here because the sword isn't a constant hitbox.
Mm-hmm.
It goes in an arc.
You're saying if I was on the platform
Yeah, so if you're
or
like
something?
right here and then you started your full hop
Oh yeah, yeah.
when reading like this fair, then you could have
Mm-hmm.
like hit him like right here when his sword wasn't covering here anymore.
Right.
So yeah, those are the spots where I think full hop. So like
That was
this
such
full
a
hop
bad
is
drill.
like pretty bad, right?
So bad. I think I try and even pull it back. I think I try and pull it back and it makes it
Yeah, you
extra
even
bad.
tried to drift back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
tried
I
to
don't have
drift
my
back
inputs
a
and all.
little bit here, but I mean, you could see like I think you just like uh you just like realize this is a bad full hop a little too late. I mean, he has all this room for him to full hop strongest when he can't really react to it, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
he's all the way over here and you're full hopping from over here. Like it's so far. Of course he can react to you full hopping. He
Mm-hmm.
just like grabs you, or he could have like run underneath you to the right and then just turn around and grab you as well.
Don't worry, he'll start doing that too.
Yeah, if you were like a little closer whenever you do this full hop, it makes sense. Or if you did this full hop with like, so like you kind of did this full hop with the idea. This is like another previous page interaction again, by the way, because we're gonna look at where the characters are when you start your full hop, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so he whiffs this fair, right here, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna drill him right here,
Yep.
and then
Exactly.
he's like, haha, I am Marth.
Right.
And you probably realize in the middle of this, like once you probably realize as soon as you get right here, like, ah shit, he's Marth.
Right.
And you're like,
That's
oh,
exactly what
I
happened.
gotta get away. And then this happens to you.
Does he wave dash down also, like after that fair or
Let's
whatever
see.
happens?
Okay, so by the way, this runoff fair is like
It's
something you want
nasty.
to look for.
Oh wait,
Uh,
I got him. That's
right here, this runoff fair. This
mm,
is like this runoff fair. By the way, is like you need to be a little closer to be punishing it. It's but
yeah.
it's also just like you're like too
I'm so
scared
far
of
away
it.
right
Yeah,
now.
you were too scared of it. So this one, this shine hits him.
That was just
I
luck.
understand. Yeah, I understand not wanting, but like right here, if he wave dashes off or runs off fair here, it
Right.
goes to like right here, right?
Yeah, my mind, like when Marth's here, should be like, oh, I'm need to get closer to him because I feel like him on the platform. I mean, he can shield drop, but I feel like
It
now
just
it's
changes his threat
it's
range. Yeah.
right. Yeah, and I feel like it's become like bad to shield drop sometimes. There's like definitely it's baitable.
Yeah, people just read it and stuff it all the
To,
time, right? Or they
right.
just like
Right.
wait for it. So like he can
Mm-hmm.
shield drop here, or he can run off and fair and probably go
Right.
as far as like right here. Meaning, really, if you stand right here and you just wait for him to run off and fair, then you can grab everything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if he like runs off to the left, in which case, I mean,
Well.
he doesn't get punished, but it's great for you because he's in the corner. And it's just like that's some fighting game stuff. Like that's just good defense by him, good awareness. But because you're a little too late here, like you're all the way over here. All you needed
Right.
to do was be right here, and you would get a punish.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see how the difference between this spot and this spot is all the difference between you getting a punish or not.
Right.
Additionally, you went for a jumping punish rather. But so
Yeah.
like this right here, this full hop, you're doing it with the full intent to hit here. Now,
I feel like
obviously, this ended up being wrong, but like another option you had was to undershoot this drill a little bit and just like as soon as you jump forward, pull back, and then this grab would have missed and you could have punched the grab. That's another way to
mm,
do it.
yeah. Now that I watch it back more, I feel like I meant to short hop drill in, but they both
Mhm.
get grabbed here the same way for sure.
Yeah.
But because of like when I started like at the top or like maybe even a little before. the
Yeah.
top of the jump, because that's something I try and do to Marth. But then again, that's like a page behind sort of punish.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was a little closer to the fair, but then I don't even want to be drilling because he's in the air, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe,
And that's the
but if
most fucked up thing about it. It's just like if you were that close, right, then the drill would have just worked. So
mhm,
whether you are on the right page or playing the right interaction or not doesn't just depend on the moves. It depends a lot on what the spacing was, because the spacing
mhm,
changed whether you got true punish or if you had to play the next mix up.
right, that makes total sense.
Yeah, like this kind of drill again is just like kind of yo, Melee's fast. I just spent a long time watching it in half speed, and
I
now
know,
I'm
right?
like, holy shit, Melee's
Well,
fast.
I did the same thing, but
Yeah,
with 1.25, and then I was like, Melee's slow. What?
yeah,
Like Melee's a lot slower than I thought. The taunt, dude.
yeah, yeah.
He's just like frame per. He's just like
Classic.
so aware. He's got Randall figured out, dude.
And yeah, so this is another spot where you honestly got kind of lucky not to get grabbed here, because again, like look at this nair.
Yeah,
This nair in is the nair that like every Marth player dreams of.
right. I feel like he's playing me too honestly. In some situations,
Like
sometimes.
if I am a Marth player on Netplay, oh my god, I
Right.
this nair is what I want to see, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, like I said, I feel like he's playing me a little. I feel like he's just kind of.
and
He's
this
not.
one
He's
too.
not sandbagging, but he's not like necessarily.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Right.
not
Right.
maximally punishing like it.
Right. He could
You
have
doing
ended me
enough,
twice
man.
already,
Yeah,
and he's probably full aware, but he's probably doing his own thing, right?
and this is like he does go for the dash dance grab. He goes a little too far back,
Oh
but
yeah.
so it's like, what would I suggest like for this stuff? Just like don't do it from so close. Like like how what's the way to overshoot, right? The way to overshoot is not to like jump full forward. It's to run further forward,
Right.
because this is the range. I'll see if I can find it. Um, let's see if I can find it.
Also, like running and closing the distance also is way less committal than even empty full hopping
Yeah. Okay,
in
so
in this particular
you
shape.
being right here and him being like right here, where this dust cloud is, and you being where you're jumping right now, if we were
Uh-huh.
both grounded at this range, I would say this is the distance that Marth can react to you jumping in.
Right.
Like this is a raw reaction dash back grab on a
Yeah.
jump in.
It's like the length of the battlefield platform, right?
Yeah,
More or less. Like that's the Rand power
yeah,
point.
it's like a little bit smaller than that, but yeah, I know
Small.
what you're talking
Okay.
about the rant a little bit shorter than that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
so like you look at this and it's like, oh, like this is like, so what happens if instead of being like right here when you do your jump in, what if happens if you push forward just a little bit, just push to like right here?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be scary to do this because like, well, he might hit me, but like I don't know, he
Right.
also might not. And then like if you start from right here and he's still right here, then when you do your nair, if he dashes back, you're definitely going to hit him. And uh, if he does nothing, then the snare could still hit him, or you could potentially be running shining him. So he basically has to make a guess instead of being like, "Oh, look, there he is. There's the fox player jumping at me. I will walk backwards and grab him now."
Right. That makes sense. And I guess like subconsciously the thing that's preventing me from doing those overshoots is like all the times I overshoot and just corner myself and get reversaled for it, right?
Yeah, I mean sometimes you overshoot and eat shit, right? But
All right.
there's like ways. Maybe it's okay to overshoot in some of those spots, but you don't get directly punched for overshooting, and you just do a bad job getting out of the corner. So you
Right.
could remedy
True.
that by like being better out of the corner, or you could go for like more undershoot stuff instead.
Also, can you go back a little bit?
Yeah.
It'll probably happen again, but I attack him on the platform
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Right here.
Thoughts? I mean, obviously, it's like that was super bad. I didn't even L cancel, and he gets the shield drop. But like,
Let me see it.
should I be trying to just get under him? Can I attack his? Should I? I should be trying to. He's definitely going to shield drop something, so I should be trying to play the option that beats the shield drop
Yeah,
right there.
so let's see. He gives over,
Just like
let's
delayed
just say
aerial,
half
I
speed
guess.
here. So like right here. Oh, that's awkward. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what this jump was. So okay, so you're from back here. This is how I think like Magi would try to do it. So it's like I if you're back here and then Marth is right here, then you know Marth is going to land here or he's going to land here.
Mm-hmm.
So where you really want to be is just ready for him to set up this runoff platform or land in forward smash or whatever. So I want to be right here once again so that I can punish him coming off the platform. Now on the other hand, if you are a little closer, if you're like right here, then I think this snare makes total sense where you can beat him to the platform. Or you can run underneath and you can like up tilt right here to catch him trying to like drop through or just fall straight down.
Mm-hmm.
But based off of like this distance, where you need to be aware of where you are and see where he is and where he's going, then that changes this because it's like again, this is too far for a direct punish, so I probably want to take like a favorable mix up and be right here.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if I were right here, then I'd say attacking the platform is great, even if it happened not to work out because like whatever, I'd say it's probably okay. But from right here, attacking the platform is a little slow. You even did an extra dash back here, by the way, which made you extra slow.
Yep.
I don't know
Yep.
if you saw that.
I did. That's it's like what I was saying earlier too. It's like I feel like, and you keep like you notice it. You notice it in like you're like I don't know what that jump is right there and like that extra dash back and all that shit. Like I just don't move enough with enough intent, or like I will move too much, or
Yeah, I mean, really, you just want to like whenever you
I'm
move,
just
you just like you're putting yourself into commitment. So it's just like
right.
you really want to move exactly as far as you need to, and like you
Fuck.
can do like wave dash downs for baits. Like obviously, wave dash down is a commit, but it's like it's also a bait. It's just like you do exactly what you need to, and you don't like waste movement.
Yeah, exactly. I've been trying to work that into, dude. I feel like, man,
Like right here, it's like, did you think that this shine wasn't going to connect? Because look at what you did after the shine. You spot dodge shine him right here,
uh-huh.
and then did you think the shine was going to connect or not? Because you wave dash back,
Yeah,
but you
I think
clearly know the shine's going to send him forward.
I might not have known that just because he was like
He
so
was pretty
through
far
me.
into you.
But yeah, that's also, but that is to say like that's something I kind of do too much. I think there are situations where I know which direction my opponent's about to get wave shined, and I wave dash the other way, and I don't know why I do that.
Yeah,
I need to fix that.
yeah. And it may just be something that you aren't like consciously, like it's just something that you like.
There are times I consciously notice. I'm like, why did I?
Right, but so it's like you could be something that you consciously notice but aren't consciously trying to fix because it doesn't
Right,
help if you like look at you're like, wow, I really need to fix that, and then you never do anything to fix it. Of course, it's going to stay broken, right?
right. One thing I've consciously fixed is unders combo, or like the detail version.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So that
pretty
they
much
can't get
always do
out the
that.
jab. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a great example, and it's like
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's like, oh, you're so lazy, you aren't working on this. It's like a
No, no,
lot of
I know.
times, yeah, a lot of times you just have like some other shit you're working on, and maybe it's better to work on that. Like, especially it's something that you're like, I really feel like updating this part of the or this part of my game. I think it's
Mhm.
really important to work on the things that you're motivated to do because it'll just make everything better, right?
Yeah, it's the. Are you familiar with the 80-20 method?
Yeah,
You've probably heard that. Yeah, that's like kind of the idea you're talking about, right?
yeah,
In some sense, it's like there's like that 80% chunk of things that will cover like getting better faster. Like it'll make me better faster to learn a certain pool of things
yeah.
rather than the
20% of the
little niche
things give you
things.
80% of the progress.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
All right,
Like I know
so
what it is. I'm just like
yeah, yeah,
not an English,
yeah.
not in English.
All right. So probably watch one more. Do you want to watch the FD game or
Mm,
skip this one?
uh, I mean, fuck.
It's up to you. Cause probably just like watch one more
No,
and
I think
then call it.
we got a good yeah we got a good platform one. I feel like that one will be enough to go off of
Okay.
for that kind of stuff. And then may as well look at an FD one because this is a stage that this
Is
matchup will go
unfortunate
on.
reality of melee.
Right. Yeah. That was
Disgusting.
another. So already right there, like I tried to shine and then I wave dash back, and I'm pretty sure like I expected the shine to connect,
Hmm.
but I was already wave dash back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I
And
fucked up the wave dash too.
it's like sometimes you do hit the shine and then you wave dash back, but it's like because you didn't think the shine was gonna work, which is
Mm-hmm.
like at least you were like doing something that was like congruent with your actions, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna watch this and I'm gonna land with a really bad aerial like a million times.
Oh, you could have punished him doing this aerial though. He also does some landing with a bad aerial. Look at this. Uh,
Yeah,
so fair, and then he double jumped here to make it a little more tricky. But like you could have just up tilted this, right?
right. I was just dash dancing, and then
Or after this nair, you probably could have. I mean, after this down tilt, like this down tilt's a launcher because you well maybe not. Let's see.
because
He
it's
was
a down
charging
tilt.
forward smash. Well, yeah, but he could crouch cancel at this percent, right?
Oh yeah, true,
So what I
true.
was thinking is you probably like are trying to down tilt him as like an anti air, but actually it was actually forward smash. He didn't crouch cancel. But I would have expected to see this down tilt as an anti air, so like he wouldn't be able to crouch cancel. So of course it's going to send him up. So I would expect to see an up air or neutral air here instead of this jab.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought this dash back was really good because it gets you right out of fair. So if he lands with fair, then you can dash back in on reaction and then just grab him for doing a dumb, shitty falling aerial. Then
Yeah,
you dash
or
back in, which like just gets you hit by the sphere we just talked about him
mm-hmm.
not wanting him to do. Or
I could have dashed back and done the immediate like wave dash under him up
yeah,
tilt,
and up
but
tilt.
that's a
Yeah,
bit harder.
that was another thing you could have done. Both of those things were like valid things you could have done to just beat like the level one kind of just like lazy option of falling down
Falling
on you with
area,
fair. Yeah,
right?
which you just talked about yourself doing and looking out for. But of course,
Mm-hmm.
he does it too, and so does every other Marth player. They all want to land with fair. And I mean, you just like happen to pick like an option that like you're just like, oh, I didn't cover it. Oh, that was good down tilt too.
Yeah, I think I try and
Yeah,
call
you
out a
tried to
dash
overshoot
back.
it. I mean, this is the kind of thing that's like it feels bad when it happens because it's like, oh, I did a thing and then I got punished for it,
Yeah,
and it
but
sucks
he
that you were not rewarded for doing such a good down tilt. But I mean, you just have to
it's
accept that whenever you do something like this, there's always the very real chance that sometimes they just outplay you, right? It's just fighting games.
yeah,
They pick the other
scissors
side of the
beats
mix-up.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes, it's you have to understand this is a position where I committed myself to RPS and I picked paper and they picked scissors. So it's just like you can't be upset about that. I just be like, oh, okay,
yeah,
they picked this option.
and Ty and I had played for like the past like couple days before this too, so he knew that like that's a thing that I would do
Yeah.
or go for. That was like an option, so it's like
Yeah.
he's ready. Doing some lasers back air.
Nice. See, this one worked. Oh, nice.
Ooh, ooh, and then nothing.
Yeah,
I
and
could
then
have
nothing.
just shined him.
Yeah, you could have jump shined him. It looked like you were not sure how you wanted to proceed after this. So this jab is
Shine.
good. Shine, yeah, or forward tilt. Anything to
Yeah.
just like cover. Just like, I mean, have you thought about what Marth is likely to do after you connect this jab? Because like this is probably what led you to doing nothing because you were just like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next, and then you just back off every time that happens, like we talked about.
I normally expect side B,
Mm-hmm.
but not from Ty because
Yes.
he rarely does it.
Yeah, because it's
So like,
terrible.
right. So I'm normally looking to shine spike the side B because it's just fucking free.
Yeah, you just wait for
But
them to side B here, you run off and you shine them, they die.
right, but he actually did it, and I think I was waiting for him to like double jump
Yeah, you want to double
aerial
jump
back.
fair here?
Yeah,
But
but he
if you
does the
wanted to
side
double
B.
jump fair, like he
Mm,
probably goes like right here. It's
right,
pretty
which is why I'm
reasonable.
over there.
Yeah,
But then he knows this, so he does the side B, which gives him the stall.
yeah.
Yeah, damn it.
Ty's pretty good.
He's pretty good. Which is like it felt weird playing him like the days preceding this, and he kind of said this too, that like, you know, the whole idea of like the fire is like can and can't be there, and like people play through it like with having it and not having it. But he said like and it didn't have anything to do with me, but it's, you know, he said he it's hard for him to like get that feeling unless, you know, someone's like pushing him to do it. But he said he's like trying to like work on just
Doing
being
it
able to act,
himself. Yeah,
just being able to activate it. And I think this is like something that happens to players when they think, or like when they start describing like, oh, I lose to bad players, you know, which is like a really shitty mentality.
yeah,
But like some people like extrapolate it further, and they're like, yeah, I just feel like when people start doing like dumb shit, it kind of like brings the quality of the game back down a little bit, and like both people are now doing dumb shit. Or
yeah,
like the inverse, when someone says, I feel like I play better versus better players,
yeah.
you know, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. But he said, I feel like he didn't quite have the fire burning me on the first few days we played.
Yeah.
It's also a rust thing, but I mean, like, it's also not. He's been playing for the past like couple weeks, and I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of
He
it just
put.
has to do with like your familiarity with like uh
I know he gets games with good people. Is all I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
so it just like was. It felt weird to like not feel like the not feel like I was getting fucked up as hard. But then this day I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there it is,
Yeah. And then like
activated.
the playing like down against bad players and good against good players. I mean, that's like a real thing, but a lot of it I consider to be with like your familiarity in terms of like options, just like how you deal with option sets, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
predominantly you deal with terrible options whenever you are a terrible player, because you're playing with your, you know, your bad friends when you're bad, and then you do bad things to punish bad habits and it works, and then they stop doing it, you just like kind of start doing good things together. So
Yeah,
then a lot of times it comes to like if you're trying to do like quote unquote good options, they're doing bad options, then of course it's going to lower the quality of it, because you don't really know how to like use your good options to punish their bad options. You've only ever done bad options to punish bad options. So then you both end up like
that makes
spot
sense.
dodging and forward smashing each other for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess maybe I generalize this idea a little bit, but maybe that's like kind of the difference of people moving up the top 100 and people being where they are in the top 100 is like they haven't quite, you know, made all of their good options beat, you know,
Beat the bad options or
the
like
beat options
figure,
and the
yeah,
good options or whatever. I'm sure I know it goes way deeper than that. You know, there's like I know once you hit that area where you start approaching the top 100 or whatever, like all the shit that made you good is now kind of invalid, and you have to like learn a new way to play to
yeah.
like start playing those players, you know. But
Yeah, and
I don't know.
fortunately, this is like actually something that's pretty easy to fix. All you need is a friend who does bad habits and a VOD of a good player playing in pools. So, you know, if you want to learn
Oh
Foxmarth to
yeah.
beat like really shitty options, I would say you take Leffen or SFAT and you don't watch them play against good Marths. You don't watch Leffen versus Zane. Don't watch Leffen versus Pew Pew even. Watch Leffen versus random shitter Marth in pools and watch game two to see what he does to
Right.
destroy his soul.
Right.
Because that's like the just like
Game
that's
one's
like
like they got all the data, and game two is like, okay, let's wrap this up, homie.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see how they know how to use the options they want to use to beat the really bad shit that happens in round one pools.
Right.
So yeah,
And you could even, I guess I could even like continue watching the. Well, I guess not every pools match is streamed, but it would be interesting to see like watch how it changes, like match to match,
yeah,
as they progress through bracket. That
yeah.
would take a really long time, but that would be something interesting to do.
Yeah. But the main takeaway of what you get from that statement is that it's important, very important, to watch good players versus bad players, as well as good players versus good players. But never neglect to watch the good players versus the bad players,
Mm-hmm.
because they will show you how to beat the bad players.
Right.
That's what you need to do.
I made that one its own bullet point. It's a good wave dash. YouTube King. Ooh.
Oh, I feel like
Yeah, that there was.
you kind of miss an opportunity here. So like this is a great spot.
Why do I?
What's the answer here? If
Grab.
you're like standing right here, what's the answer here? I mean, you probably
Grab.
don't want to grab, because what if he spot dodges? Then he spot dodge
Oh.
grabs you and throws you off stage and you die. So what's the answer here? I literally don't know, but I bet Leffen playing in pools probably knows.
Word.
And all you need to do is copy what he does. Oh yeah, that's that nair you were talking about.
Yeah, I feel like Leffen, and then I see Ice like kind of like imitate this. They like to spam the running shine, turn around, full hop, and then like choose whether or not they do an aerial or something out of that. But yeah,
Yeah, so
I've
that's
seen them.
definitely something you could look into.
Yeah, you can do so much off of it too. Like you don't even have to turn around; you can just shine grab.
This
But I
edge
think that
guard, by the way, you'd really need to refresh.
yeah,
This right here,
one more.
perfect time for your refresh. Just up your refresh one time right here, and he's fucked.
Yeah, that's yeah. I I have also acknowledged that. I'm gonna write
Magi's
that down.
good at refreshing. Most other people are not very good at timing their refresh against mine. I mean,
Yeah,
at least in
I
Louisiana. But
I need
Magi
to
has a
like
good one.
I need to actually like grind that out probably. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not frame sound with it. That
I mean,
sucks.
we're just like shooting lasers here instead of trying to hit him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, look, he's right here. You could be up
Yeah.
tilting. You could be running after him with a shine.
I shoot more lasers
And then you
before
shoot lasers, more lasers right here.
Yep.
I mean, you could be running them down instead. This is why I like think lasers are just okay in this matchup.
Right. I mean, yeah. Lasers are just okay in like most matchups, honestly. Like
Yeah, I
when
agree.
you're connected to Fox McCloud, it's like
Oh, nice. So this is like, so you actually get to this. This is like kind of like you get to ideal spot with Fox where you just get to like do aerials at him
yeah,
or
just
just hit
start
him.
like
Oh,
this
you
is
love
where
being Fox in this spot,
oh
but you also have to stick to him, right? Because like he kind of
yeah.
gets out here,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
like this is nice. Look how
this is
much
what I've been
damage you did.
right. This is what I've been trying to ever since you were like you told me that I played too far away. I was like, "Oh, okay." And this is kind of like this is my like brainlet goal right now.
Dude, this is
Like
good.
that whole part right there is like what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, that's a nice punish. The
And
only
then
problem was not realizing when or exactly like it was going to end. Because like
mhm,
none of this shit is like real, but like it still
right,
just hits.
it's still working.
Yeah, that's how it is, right? So I think you
Mhm.
just like messed up here. You like wait a little bit before dashing and doing this aerial. Let me watch it again to be sure. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
love
slow it.
this. That jab was probably a turnaround up
So
there.
you dash attack, and then yeah, you stood still for like a frame, and then maybe if you had like jumped and back aired here, it was gonna work. Okay. And then he was just like, oh, he's just running at me, so he forward smashes. But it's just because you messed up a little bit on the way you kept trying to
Yeah,
scramble.
And something else that's kind of fucked up is like as I've eliminated like so much shielding from my play, I've like I'll sometimes not shield spots that I know I used to always. And that's how I beat Marths,
Yeah,
before I run up shield in the F smash, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
have fun, right? But now I'm not like now those aren't happening as much because I don't know, I'm in this like weird
Sure. I mean,
part
you just
part of
have
the
to
game.
accept you just have to accept that for now you're going to get punished for it until you get really good at it because
Yeah, definitely.
it's just something where it's like sometimes things have to get worse before they can get better. That's all
Hmm.
there is to it, I think.
Yeah,
And you can
and
just like bring it back together later.
right. That's how I've tried to treat like friendlies or just like working on stuff like in friendlies and being okay with fucking up, but then like that's how you fix them, right?
Yep.
But and I feel like right now, like one like good example, I guess, is when I'm on Yoshi's, it's like I'm gonna always try and do like the scar jump stuff or like work with Randall.
Yeah.
Probably when I can just like I know I need to let those situations just like come to me and play the game and let those things happen and not really force them. Although like I could choose to play on one side of the stage, right?
Yeah.
And so, to get the cloud and some stuff, but I'm like definitely doing it too much. But I think through doing it too much, I'll get a feel for it, right? Eventually, I'll know like the spots where I should be doing it, and I'll choose that because I did it so much, right? Because
Yeah, I totally
I
agree.
drilled in the muscle memory.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's
It's not
like
good to do it a lot, obviously, but
I mean, it's the
you know,
same shit with Ty. Like, like obviously Ty knows Randall better than anybody, and it's probably because he just like constantly fucked around with it, no matter how many games it lost him.
right? He still like will drop games and sets, or I'm pretty sure he said he's thrown entire sets by
Oh, certainly,
trying to do dumb shit on
but he's
Randall.
still the best at it. That's how you
Right,
do it.
right. Like people, it's funny. Like you can kind of play against him, like and have like an advantage because he's gonna
You
go
know
for the
he's gonna go
cloud.
for the cloud, and you just always cover it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
he said other people do that versus him too, and they know to do it. Which is, it is how it is.
yeah,
But he's not just good on that stage. He's got stage specific stuff for everything. He's like a T drop
yeah, yeah,
fiend,
yeah.
and he's got the Dreamland left side edge cancel down
Uh,
because I don't know, you
yeah,
can't do it
because
on the right
Dreamland
side.
isn't symmetrical. It's
Yeah,
the right platform is closer to the ledge than the left platform for some ungodly reason.
yeah, it's so stupid. I don't know if there's any other stages that have like edge cancel setups as easy as that, but he's definitely an edge canceler. His Fox is crazy, man. Like honestly, his Fox would probably be top 100 too,
I believe it.
maybe if he only played Fox,
Yeah, I
because
believe it.
he does stuff I don't see anyone else doing just because it's like coming from the perspective of a Marth main, right?
Yeah.
So he's like playing to like cover stuff in a different way, but the way he ends up doing that is like really solid tech skill, but also these like crazy edge cancel like sequences or strings, I guess if you want to call them strings. Like
Yeah,
he can string like really uniquely and goodly.
it's probably the same thing as like when Hungrybox won secondaries at whatever tournament that was. Everyone's like, "Wow, he's like really good at back airing."
Yeah, exactly. Well, dope. Um, Thank you, Howard.
Yeah, anytime. Just hit me up. We can schedule something again similar to what we did for
Mm-hmm.
this time. And yeah, just anytime. If you have any questions or you want to work together some more, I'm down.
Yeah, I would definitely be down to do this again. Um, Next time with Sheik.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Peace.
All right, man. Later.